Filming.
And then go to the house, and this is the best celebration I can find. Dunk.
All right, good evening. Why don't we start it up? My name is Superintendent Chief Dan Linsky. For tonight's operation, I'll be the operations section chief on the street. Superintendent Evans will be the incident commander. Deputy Greeley is going to be manning the UCC. Public water platoon. Bobby, you've got the game unit. Gerard, I'm sorry, Bobby, you got the drug unit. Gerard, you got the game unit. Mass State Police. So, do you guys have a public water platoon that's coming, or you did it sometime, right?
Yeah, we got to incorporate ourselves now.
Okay. MBTA here yet? Oh, Mark, how you doing? You guys have some wagons and I think 20 or so guys you can throw in?
Two buses. Two wagons.
Okay. Our goal is to hopefully not have to use the buses, but I don't know. And I know Suffolk County Sheriff.
Yeah, Lieutenant Reed, we get about 5 to 6 vans, about 15 guys.
Okay. So the situation is 150 occupants occupied Boston who were originally occupying the area on the Greenway in violation of parks rules and regulations that we have allowed to go on and turned a blind eye to. Today did several actions and changed the posture of their protest. They began to do marches down streets where they weren't notifying Boston police what they were doing. They impacted public safety's ability to move emergency vehicles throughout the Commonwealth. They tried to take over the bridge at North Washington, wound up in a confrontation with police officers up there. They then had a brief sit down. They did comply with the order to move. And then during that time, we were tied up with them up at North Washington Bridge. They moved several of their tents over to a new section of the Greenway. Where are we at? The Fed is here. What's the Fed? This is it here, right? The original here?
Yeah.
This is the original?
Yeah.
They've now moved over to this site over here. This street here is which street? Congress. And that street? Pearl. Okay. So they've now occupied that site. There's probably 40 tents, Rick?
Yeah.
About 40 tents plus. They were told not to go to that site, specifically for a couple of reasons. One, we had contained them in that one area. That area is planned to be resodded next year by the Greenway, so it wasn't going to damage the property there. The area they moved to has had a significant investment of Greenway resources, including plantings, grass, that type of thing, and the Greenway's quite concerned that that will be disturbed. The Greenway has not authorized them to go to that location, and in fact has spoken with the organizers of the event and asked them to move. We have been on social media having conversations with the leaders of this operation. The problem is it's got many heads, and leaders are starting to, no one really has control of it. We've told them our intention is to move people, if need be, off of the occupied Boston second site, and that if they stay on the first site, we'll take no action against them. We've done that over social media. We've done that out on the street, having conversations with them and giving them some direction to move. We are planning, right now we're looking at a midnight go hour where we would respond out of the area. We would take that area that's in contention, the Pearl Street section of the park, and we would give them an order for them to leave, tell them it's an unlawful assembly, and give them an appropriate time to leave that area, stop packing up. They pack their stuff up and go back across the street to where they originally started, no problem. If they don't pack up, then our intention would be to serve them and arrest them for trespassing and violating the city ordinances. So now we have to develop a plan how we want to do this. We have Public Works with us. Public Works is here as well. At some point, once we've contained that area, made it safe, Public Works will come in with trucks, and then we can then move any structures off of the property. We'll also have ISD with us to look at permitting issues that might be in violation down there as well. Best laid plans, how we do this, fellas?
You should probably line up on Pearl Street, just move them down to South Station.
Pearl Street this way?
On both sides.
Okay.
Actually, that's all new shrubbery there along the Pearl Street side, so we'd have to come in after the entrance street.
We'd have to come into the path. Yeah,
Right on that gap, you gotta come in.
Yeah, you gotta come in on that.
so Atlantic Ave,
You gotta contain them on the.
button hook there, Now, Pearl, so we come in here, this way, and at the same time make an entry here?
They're out on the sidewalks too, aren't they? though?
Yeah.
They're out the whole sidewalk, the whole sidewalk.
Tents are on the
No,
sidewalks
no,
too?
the people, they're ringing people.
They're blocked.
They're blocked.
They were doing that, they're not doing it now, but they probably will when they know what's
So
on
they think we're coming at midnight?
11.
11? Okay. They're pumped up, they're gonna be ready to be rocking and rolling. I'd like to delay as long as we can, so that their adrenaline's been rumping, they get tired. Just like us the other day, it took us 6 hours to figure out where they were marching, let them figure out when we're coming. Does that sound like if we do a simultaneous entry of officers in here, and ringing that half of the park, and coming in from the other side, ringing that half, and forcing them towards the funnel they can move? We'll also have to take the sidewalk, probably Atlantic Avenue on the streets to keep them off cars. But we'll leave the back open for them because we want to give them a route to escape, right?
You gotta contain the other group back at the main thing, chief.
Okay, and I think that's where we're gonna ask Mass State Police, if, as we're doing this, if MSP could form a line here and keep these protesters kind of in and say to them, look it, we're not gonna, and we wanna be clear, we're not doing anything to this camp tonight. You're gonna be allowed to stay here, just don't get involved in what's over here. And our message is, this is not what we agreed to, you're destroying property. These people are all kind of green people, you tell them they're destroying plants and bushes, you know, they probably have more desire to get out of there than they do if we tell them that it's upsetting us and rules and regulations of the park. They're destroying property. So we would allow people to come back, so that might be a line where you're facing one side, so that kind of have your back in front. If they're coming in, we allow them to break off to the sidewalks and get back in, but we don't allow people to cross your line.
It's gonna be very difficult for them to leave that. We want them to come out this way. Oh, yeah. We want them to come out, so if we go in off Purchase Street and go in and a right and push them down and out, that's where we want them to go, so they go to the other side. It's very difficult to go over the sidewalk into all that shrubbery there.
Okay, so you say come in this way, and this way?
Come in that way and go right and have a support element here. We want to funnel them down here. Because that's the big open area, because we'll have a mass of people just falling all over each other. It's going to be difficult for us to get them to move on.
Should have started with this. Who's writing this down? Okay. So Mass State Police, we're good with you guys putting a line there. Who's going to come in on that side? And how many bodies you bring away here?
Yeah, between, chief, what we did tonight is, the gang and the drug unit together in one large popular tool. We, put them into 4 squads, we'll take 2 squads in from the rear, 2 squads in from the side.
Okay?
So we get enough to stop over them that way, and I would say with, you know, with support, battle support.
Special ops, how do you guys play in this?
We only have 16 guys right now, chief.
Okay? Is that 8 bikes on either side that you can kind of keep the containment?
We can help with the containment. The state police have some horses available if we need them. And they might have 4 or 5 mounts. I don't know if the,
I will hold those in reserve.
yeah, I think they had them
You
on.
talked about the traffic. I don't know if we should let traffic, I think we should block traffic off because
Yep.
that's too risky for the cops.
So
I
cut
think
traffic
We
at
should
Shell
cut
Station,
traffic both sides.
Shell Station Atlantic, right?
In Congress.
Yep.
also.
We had, Chief, the other night, during one of the marches, we had the traffic, people getting impatient, they started like, because they wanted to avoid that.
Okay, so Mark, you gonna take care of that traffic? Is that the best assignment for you with limited bikes?
With the limited bikes we have, chief, yeah, we'll have to just do the shutdown maybe on the roads and provide some support.
Okay.
We get a lot of streets.
Chief, 14 of us. 14 of us are going to be assigned to someone. I don't know, whichever unit you want.
Guys, we're filming in one conversation at a time. I'm deaf, so I can't hear secondary conversations. So if Mark's taking the traffic, if the MBTA could take the Atlantic Avenue side of this parcel to kind of be out in the street as we're forcing these people down to, we bring them out of the park, you guys have the street, kind of funnel them back into the original site. That'd be awesome on that side. On the left side, Gerard, how many do you guys have?
We have like 14 guys.
Maybe we have those 14 guys on the, in front of the